Once upon a time, in a magical land called Shapeville, there lived a curious little fellow named Sammy. Sammy was a bright-eyed squirrel who loved going on adventures to discover new things. One sunny day, as he scurried through the forest, he came across an old treasure map. The map led to the Great Shape Kingdom treasure, but Sammy would have to identify several shapes along the way to reach it. Excited, Sammy packed a small bag of acorns and set off on his journey. The first stop was the Circle Lake. Sammy noticed a number of lily pads floating on the water. These lily pads are round, just like circles, he exclaimed gleefully, hopping from one circle to the next. Satisfied with identifying the circles, he checked his map and moved on. Next, he arrived at the rectangle meadow. The grass here grew in neat, long patches. These patches are rectangles, Sammy noted. They have 2 long sides and 2 short sides. He squinted his tiny eyes and looked around, making sure he understood. Happily, he marked his map and continued on his way. Sammy's adventure soon brought him to the square garden. The garden was filled with rows of juicy red apples growing in square plots. He remembered that squares have 4 equal sides, just like these little plots. "I'm getting good at this," Sammy chuckled to himself as he moved past the garden. Finally, Sammy reached the Triangle Hill. The hill had 3 distinct peaks and looked much like the triangles he had seen at school. Triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles, he recalled, remembering his lessons. As he climbed the hill, he could see the treasure chest waiting at the top. Upon reaching the summit, Sammy opened the chest and found it filled not with gold, but with colorful shapes of all kinds. Each shape reminded him of a part of his journey. Sammy realized that shapes were everywhere and they made his world more interesting and fun. Delighted with what he learned, Sammy took a piece of each shape to remind him of his adventure. And so, with a heart full of knowledge and a bag full of shapes, Sammy scampered back to Shapeville to share his newfound understanding with his friends. From that day on, Sammy the Shape Explorer was known throughout the land for his keen eye and curiosity.